It was a busy Friday night at a fancy restaurant called Le Grand Table. The place was full of well-dressed people, enjoying their meals while soft piano music played in the background. At the entrance, a man named Patrick stood proudly. He was the maître d'hôtel, the person in charge of greeting customers and keeping the restaurant's high standards. Around 7 p.m., the restaurant's door opened, and a young woman walked in. She was wearing jeans, a simple black t-shirt, and sneakers. Her hair was tied back neatly, and she carried a small bag. Her name was Maya. Patrick noticed her right away, and his smile disappeared. She didn't look like the kind of customer he usually welcomed. He stepped forward and stopped her. "Excuse me, miss, I think you're in the wrong place," Patrick said, looking her up and down. Maya looked surprised. "No, I'm in the right place," she said calmly. Patrick frowned. "This is a fine dining restaurant. We expect our customers to dress properly," he said, pointing at her jeans. Maya stayed polite but firm. "I didn't know jeans weren't allowed here," she replied. Patrick gave a small laugh and said, "Maybe you should try a diner down the street. They're more casual." Maya didn't move. "I'd like to speak to the manager," she said. Patrick crossed his arms and smirked. "I'm the maitre. That's as high as you'll get," he said confidently. Maya didn't back down. "Then I suggest you call someone higher up," she replied. Patrick's tone changed. "Listen, miss, this isn't the kind of place for people like you," he said, his voice louder now. A few people nearby gasped, while others looked away awkwardly. Maya's expression stayed calm, but her eyes showed determination. She reached into her bag, pulled out her phone, and said, "You might want to think carefully before I make this call." Patrick rolled his eyes. "Do whatever you want," he said, shrugging. Maya made a quick call and stepped aside. A few minutes later, the back door of the restaurant swung open, and a tall man in a white shirt walked in. It was Jonathan, the owner of the restaurant. Jonathan scanned the room, and when he saw Maya, his face lit up. "Maya!" he exclaimed, rushing toward her. He gave her a big hug. Patrick froze in shock. Jonathan turned to him, his smile gone. "What's going on here?" he asked, his tone serious. Patrick stammered, "I didn't know." "You didn't know what?" Jonathan interrupted. "That this is my sister? Or that you just embarrassed her in front of everyone?" The entire restaurant went silent. Guests stopped eating to watch the scene. Patrick looked like he wanted to disappear. Jonathan addressed the crowd. "Ladies and gentlemen, I deeply apologize for what just happened. This is not how we treat anyone here at Le Grand Table." He turned back to Patrick. "You're done for the night? We'll talk later," he said sternly. Patrick nodded and quickly walked away, his face red with shame. Jonathan smiled at Maya and said, "Come on, let's get you a table." He led her to a cozy spot by the window where they could talk privately. As they sat down, Jonathan sighed. "I'm so sorry, Maya. I had no idea this kind of thing was happening here." Maya shook her head. "It's okay, John, but this is a lesson. You need to make sure the people you hire treat everyone with respect." Jonathan nodded. "You're right. I'll make sure this never happens again." The two siblings spent the evening talking and catching up. They laughed and shared stories, enjoying their time together. Other customers in the restaurant couldn't help but notice their happy energy. By the end of the night, Maya had become an unexpected hero. Her calm and strength reminded everyone of the importance of treating others with kindness, no matter how they look. As Maya and Jonathan hugged goodbye, a few guests came over to apologize for not stepping in earlier. Maya smiled and said, "Thank you. Maybe next time you'll speak up sooner." The lesson was clear. Respect and kindness should always come first. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with your friends and family. Let's spread more stories about kindness and standing up for what's right.